Official hello. And in this class we want to explore the concepts which we touched yesterday, the concept of what we really are at the most fundamental level is untouched, and everything else is kind of a layer that is placed on top. And this is nothing worth as a mental concept. But if you experience that in an embodied practice, you kind of understand it much deeper. And this practice today should reveal some of the elements of that basic teaching, that we are innately having a joy of being alive. And what is in the way most of the times is actually our mind and our habits and patterns we created throughout our life. And that has good reasons that they are there. And we don't want necessarily to get rid of them, but we want to be aware and be able to choose if we allow them to apply or not. And that needs a little bit of practice, because some things are so deeply ingrained that we are not even aware of it. For example, how we perceive the world, like how the mind constructs reality, is very strongly engraved. So it's so deeply engraved in our way of living that we cannot undo it anymore. And today I try to guide you to a point where you can feel and experience a point which you can experience reality in a different way. Let's see if we get there. And if not, that's totally fine as well. A yin practice is also a practice where we stretch the body, and that's healthy just doing that. Please find a comfortable position on your back, lying down flat, kind of in Shavasana. Have the hands to the sides, the back of the head is on the mat or on a soft pillow, and maybe cover yourself with a little blanket. Take a deep breath, sigh out. You can set an intention, maybe the intention to completely relax, maybe the intention to connect. And what we want to explore is the difference between mind reality, the reality we imagine as a concept, and an experiential reality. That is what is before we give it a name, before we make a judgment. That is that when someone asks you, who are you? In a concept mind reality, you would say, I am Cedric, and probably this is my job, or that's what I'm doing. I am 37 years old, this and that. But that is not direct experience. Direct experience is without names, without labels, That's just me. Just that what is there at the present moment. So drop into the feeling of what is there now, right now. And it's okay to have thoughts. They are part of the experience. Nevertheless, it's more easy to get into direct experience if we can focus on the body and the sensations. So, what do we do with the thoughts? Neither identify with the thoughts. That means we don't need to believe the story, nor push them away. That means we allow them to be there like a radio chattering in the background. You could imagine your thoughts are just happening not inside your brain. They're happening at the very far corner in the room. So that is another principle of the Yin practice, allowance. Allow what is there to be there, and gently, lovingly setting a focus and intention towards the body. Feel the breath and the rhythm of the breath, quality of the breath. No need to change it. And I will guide you through poses, and will give you some little tasks in those poses. And between all those poses, we do a little neutral. So we always come back to this pose you're in now, Shavasana on your back. If you prefer Shavasana on the belly, that's also all right. Just relaxed, spine is straight and aligned. After each pose, we come back to this one. So please roll onto one side. Find your way into a tabletop. That means all fours on the ground, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And it's good to have now on your left side a blanket or something soft, because we want to rest our knee on this side. So what we do is we extend the right leg and bend the left one and place the left one to the side. You can look at the screen if you are not following exactly. And there are two options. Option number one is to have the elbows on the floor and then just sink into your passive structure, your skeleton, into a kind of Sphinx pose. The second option is to completely lie down and make it as comfortable as you can. The second option would be a very gentle stretch. You can support the first option, the half Sphinx or half frog, with a bolster just underneath your chest, so you can relax and the shoulders have less intensity in the stretch. The head is relaxed. Find your pose, and we're going to stay in this pose for 5 minutes. You can play around with the height of the knee, if it's going closer towards your elbow or further away. The idea in Yin Yoga is to completely let go of all muscle activation. Completely relax. Normally the body needs 60 to 90 seconds to slowly get into the pose. So there's no need to rush. Just let it happen. Sink into it, relax. Let go of any holding, of any tension. Melt into the pose, into the form of your body. We want to explore our perception of body in direct experience today. The breath is effortless, gentle. You can have your eyes closed or open. Bring to your mind the idea of your body. Think of your body. What comes up when I ask you to think of your body? And compare that what you have now present with the actual feeling, experience of body. So what do you feel? What kind of sensations, pressure, temperature? Maybe smell. How does body feel in direct experience? Ask yourself the question, is how you think your body is and how you feel your body, is that equal? Or is that a difference? Explore that question for yourself. What's the difference between direct experiencing the body and your mental representation of body? To intensify that, let go of the thinking part and concentrate much more into the actual awareness in your body. Let your awareness hover through the body, finding sensations, just very intuitively, very freely. Just travel through your body. Wherever you feel something, you place your attention there, you rest there, pause, feel it. Whenever another point, another location pops up that draws your attention, you go there, you feel it, you pause. Body in direct experience. Good. We're slowly leaving the first pose and coming back to a neutral. That can be lying down on your belly. That means just bring the left knee in. Or if you prefer, you can lie back down on your back. Just for 1 minute.
Oh, that's so lovely.
This 1 minute is like a reset. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to try to feel something. You don't need to think or not think something. Just let happen what happens. You can have the intention of everything is perfect as it is, as a little mantra for this little break in between the neutral pose. Everything is perfect like it is. Very gently, very slowly, come to the other side. Maybe if you're already on your belly, just bring your right knee to the outside. There's a very gentle stretch in your groin and your hips. It can be on your elbows. You can experiment, try both, on the elbows or on the floor, or find your own shape. It's not about copying my shape as perfectly as possible. It's about finding your half frog pose. How does it look with the shape of your body? And then arrive, breathe, relax. Breathe and allow. Relax the jaw, relax the face, belly is soft. Attention draws inwards towards the body and sensations in the body. This time, instead of focusing on one specific sensation, widen the field of your awareness to your whole body. That requires less trying and more kind of a relaxing into it. Feel the entire body. And you might notice that there are sensations popping up, arising and subsiding. But there's also space in between those sensations. Feel into that space between the sensations, in time and in space. How does the space, the empty space, feel within your body? Between sensations. Is there empty space? How does it feel? It's not a question you answer in words. That's a play with your awareness. Less trying, more let it happen. Relax into it. And if you can't, if you are in thoughts or anything, distracted, that's okay, space of allowance. You still get a stretch. Everything is all right. Everything is perfect. Just perfectly like it is. There's no aim where to get in Yin Yoga. Actually in life. But we like to have an aim, and that is all right too. Ask yourself the question, where does the body start? Or where does it end? And explore that experientially, not mentally, experientially. Feel it. Where does the body start or end? Does it start or end somewhere? And let's get back to the first little task question I asked you. To feel into the empty space. I want you now to ask yourself the question, can you feel a difference between the empty space inside the body and the empty space outside the body? Can you feel a difference between the inside empty space and the outside empty space? Now. Good. Gently release the pose. Find your neutral on the back or on the belly. Probably on the back this time would be a good idea. Just lying flat into your Shavasana, 1 minute or so. Let go of any exercise. If this is a lot for you, you can take a big breath when you arrive in the neutral pose. If you need to release something. Good. Gently roll to one side, come into a seated posture and prepare for the next one. The next one is called saddle. And saddle can be like I'm sitting already. with a bolster or without a bolster. If you sit without a bolster, bring the knees together and sit in between your heels. The hands can be just on your lap. You can sit straight. That's one option. Or with a bolster, with a block or something that supports your pelvis. And that's already enough. Or if you want to have it a little bit more intense, you can lean back and support yourself with the hands. You can also go all the way down. If you can sustain that on the elbows or even onto the floor. Find your version. And then settle in, once you've found the pose, into stillness. In Yin Yoga, we want to become completely still with the body, because that's where we can explore the more subtle, fine energies and movements of awareness of the mind. You can explore the deeper layers. And emotions or things that are sometimes suppressed, they don't go out in motion anymore, in unconscious motion. So they will come up to the surface and you will face them just by being still. So find stillness, find your breath, find sense of your body again. Let's go with the intention, with the attention to one body part. Intuitively, just pick one body part. Maybe that's something you just feel right now, or you intuitively choose to pick. Feel that for a breath. And ask yourself, what concept or judgment do I have of this body part? Or do you have any judgment or concept of that body part? And maybe something is coming up, maybe not. That's also all right. Then just feel, stay there, feel. Maybe you want to change to another part of your body, that's also all right. Pick one, choose one. Bring that concept to mind. Maybe you find this body part looks like something specific. My nose is not straight. My nose is too big, too thin, too straight, too wide, too red. My hands are always sweaty. See if there's anything. If you don't find anything, maybe just travel through the body. I'm sure there will be something. Now, please ask yourself the question, does this attributes you put on that body part actually hold up to or stay true in direct perception? If you feel the part of this body, does your idea about this part actually stays true? can you feel your nose not straight or too straight, too thick or too thin, in direct perception? Is that true? And then ask yourself, what remains when you don't label it? What remains when you let go of your judgment of that body part? Feel it. You can try it with another body part as well. What happens now is that the body just becomes a cloud of sensations. The body just becomes an experience without name. And if you close your eyes down, maybe even without boundaries, without a form, ever changing, arising, phenomena, subsiding phenomena. Stay for 3 more breaths. Very slowly, gently walk out of the pose, but maybe bring the hands forward, removing bolsters, blocks, and finding a neutral pose, the belly on the back. Allow yourself to move slow. Maybe take a big breath. You can always stay longer in a pose or stay longer in a neutral if you need to. Your body is your practice. Roll to one side, prepare for the next one. The next one is called caterpillar. A forward fold, also known as Paschimottanasana. So come into a seated, extend the legs forward. You can sit on a little blanket to make it a bit more easy for the hip to tilt. And then you can have either extended legs or bent legs. You bring the arms forward and you just lean forward and you let go. There are a few variations with the bolsters. You can use a bolster to lean onto the bolster, to support your head with the bolster. Or even to use the bolster underneath the knees, which is also totally fine. For this one, please don't go too deep. Arrive in the pose and become still, motionless. Relax the breathing, especially in the belly. The legs are soft. Shoulders are relaxed. Head can relax too. And I'm gonna stay here for about 5-6 minutes. I want you to open your eyes this time. They can be half open or completely open, but they should be open so you can actually see your own legs or your own body in some way. Maybe look at your feet or at your legs, hands. Look at the body and at the same time feel the body. And if this is too much information for you, you can focus on one part. Maybe look at one hand and feel this one hand simultaneously at the same time. And ask yourself, is what you see and what you feel, is it the same experience? Does it match? There are two completely different ways of experiencing reality. The felt sense is just so different. Just note that in your mind. There are two ways of looking at reality. Keep your eyes on your body. And please ask yourself the question, what exactly do you see in direct experience? Sometimes it helps to soften the gaze a little, to almost like blur the vision. What do you see in direct experience? Do you see a hand, a foot? Do you see thickness or beauty? Or do you just see colors and shapes and contrast? Become crystal clear. What is direct experience actually? It's that what we experience before we give it a name, before we judge it. How does seeing feels in direct experience? And maybe you agree with me that there is no big, thin, tall, ugly, nice, special, cool. There's just color and form. So tell me, or ask yourself, what remains if our imagination, our opinions, the labels and the names, if we all let go of them and we arrive at direct experience of seeing, of feeling the body, what remains? And if your mind continues to label, that is all right. Let it do its job. You don't need to believe the story. You relax more into a felt sense. Take one more breath. Find your way into neutral. Just go back on your back. Maybe move one limb after the other. Take your time to arrive back in a neutral pose. Space of allowance. Roll to one side. And please grab a bolster or a big pillow or roll a blanket and place that behind your back, and then just lie down on it. Supported fish pose. You can have the legs open, extended or bent, or just like in Shavasana, however they feel nice. The arms, please spread to the side. Both arms to the side, so you're opening the front body, the chest, very gently. Maybe you want to use a blanket. If you don't have a bolster, you can also use a block just underneath your shoulder blades. And arrive at a body of stillness. Close the eyes down this time. Observe the breath and the subtle movements that the breath does when it enters the body, when it leaves the body. Awareness to the body. Relax into body. The direct experience of body. And if your mind still wants to give everything a name, you do, let it do it. That is all right. Be aware that you don't need to believe the story of the label. And sense the difference, maybe even if the mind is active, between hearing a thought and believing a thought. and gently relax into direct experience. Maybe you can relax even further, deeper, to what holds direct experience. So ask yourself the question, what or wherein does direct experience takes place? What is the field or material or entity, or give it a name, whatever you want? What is that holds all of this experience? And it's not that you want to answer this question with words. You're trying to relax into exactly that holds all experience. So that is a level deeper as experience. And don't try to do it. Relax into it. If you want to have a name, call it awareness. Sink into awareness. If you want to give it another name, call it consciousness. Relax into consciousness. That holds any experience. If you want to give it another name, call it self or call it bliss. And it's not something you grasp. That's something that is always there, that can be not seen because it's always there. Ask yourself, is there anywhere outside of awareness? Can you feel or see or sense anything outside of awareness? So everything that happens, everything you can feel, see, touch, smell, is experience in awareness. And then you give it a name, and I want you to understand, to take away from this class, that experience is always there before you give it a name. You can stay in this pose, or you roll to the side and you find your Shavasana on the back. Use a blanket, maybe a pillow for your head. Make it cozy, palms facing upwards. Everything is relaxed. maybe a big breath. Eyes are closed, and set the intention to experience the innermost core of what you are, the pure self, the pure awareness. And let go of trying anything, just surrendering to the beauty of exactly that. Without changing anything, become aware of the breath. Become aware of the body as a whole. And see how you feel and how your body reacts to that mantra. Om Bhuvah Svaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayate. Om Bhuvah Svaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayate. Let the breath become more present, more full. Emphasis on the inhalation. Filling the body with air, prana, life force. Gently moving the hands and the feet. Wiggling the head side to side. You can either stay in Shavasana or come into a seated meditation posture for a 10 minutes meditation to end this class. Once you found your seat, become still with the body. Let the eyes open, maybe halfway, full way. This meditation is a short tattva bhavana. And like we did in the forward fold pose, let whatever is in your view field, it might be the monitor with my picture, or anything in the room behind it, or your ceiling if you're lying down. Let it just enter your eyes in direct experience. Maybe you can even observe your mind trying to give it names, shape your experience, and that is all right. Let it do its job. Be aware that its colors, shapes, and contrast. It helps to blur your gaze a little. Receive your environment. Listen to the sounds that arrive and treat them like the colors enter your eyes, just as they are. Imagine your awareness softens and encompasses everything you perceive. Simply relax into it. Perceiving, experiencing a reality as it is. Include your body and sensations which are inside the body as well. As soon as we give things names, we create a separation between the thing and us. Sink and relax into that experience of everything that is there right now. And become one with that. You become one with what you see because it's in the field of your awareness. That is like having a sensations in the body. Seeing something is in the field of your awareness. It's just another way of experiencing reality. It's within you, even if it seems to be outside of you, apart from you, separate. And if you don't manage to do what I ask for, that is no problem. You just do what is there. Melting the boundaries between your inside and outside. Relaxing into the whole of experience and perception. As a next step further, you might want to just imagine how would it feel like if you could actually sense the vibrations and the energy of what you are perceiving. How would it feel if you could feel, sense, see the energy of what you're perceiving? You can also close your eyes down if that's more easy. we follow the yogic teaching that energy is more fundamental than everything is made out of vibration. How would it feel if you could experience that vibration? And if you can't, then just imagine how it would feel. That's one field of energy, and our mind creates the boundary or separation of body and outside body. But you are embedded in this one field of energy, in direct perception. Feel it. And if we follow the yogic teachings further even, bring your awareness to your heart center. How would it feel if everything would be emanated from that heart center? Everything you experience and feel would be emanating from your own heart center. How would it feel if you would create everything you can perceive from the heart center? You are the very source of the whole of your experience. Close the eyes down if you haven't yet. If you can't follow me, maybe as an experiment, just relax into the heart center. That is enough. And from that heart center, let's all chant one Om together. You can place both hands on your heart. That feels nice. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. practice is complete.